Okay. Main thing is test data. Test data ఏంటంటే see test data is very critical factor for successful completion. Any of the testing if you want to do test data, you need data, right? To test the to renew the policy, to transfer the amounts, whatever the things, okay, application to test something, you need data, right? Login credentials you want. Without login, you can't test the application. You need test credentials. You need accounts. So those are all test data. What do you? Okay, the customer, when you want to do the internal transfer or external transfer to make the payment, you need customer credentials who has the accounts, right? Internal accounts, external account, who has the um, gel registered. Okay, those are all preconditions, right? Those are all things. Okay, every company, every customer, they have the test data management team, test data services, I can call. Okay, different terms. They will provide the data. But even as a tester, we also need to know how to create the data. Okay, some cases we need to create the data, how to make that data, okay, creation. Okay, then I will help you here today how to create the data, what is data, how right data is important for testing. Okay, test data, see, test data plays very critical role in testing, and it is most challenging aspect. Production data, see, right? Production data is covered in how the banking and insurance customers, most of the data is coming from prod. While getting the prod data, they will do data masking. That's what, okay. For we can reuse the production data, but the thing is when they are getting production data into non-prod, they will do data masking. It's okay. Production data is copied into test environment. It's not like your accounts they will test, right? We have the TDM, ETL process. Okay, TDM means so test data masking is one of the area. They mask the data. You see here, production data is copied and picked in test environments. They do test data masking. How they do data masking? It's a ETL process. I think everyone knows that extraction, transformation, masking. It's like Informatica, the tools, right? It's a ATML. When they extract data from production, store into the stage region, and then they do transformation masking because according to the business logic, transformation, and then they will after that they will load into the target region, SIT, UAT, wherever the region, okay, dev region, okay, different databases. That's not production data is copied into test environment. It's not like production data. It's they will mask it, and then once the masking is done, it's look like real data, but it is not real production data. Okay, and then we can create data. So production data is copied and picked in test environment, and then data is multiplied in test environment and updated for specific requirement, right? Uh, they can get the data. Okay, we can transform the data based on the requirement. Test data is created for the front end applications. For front end applications, right? You already have the front end, right? Suppose you want policy renewal, we can create the policy, right? You know that is what state farm application. You know how to create the policy, right? Using this front end application, we can create the policy also. That's what, to renew the policy, you need policy. We can use the front end application, UI application, state form, login, and then to log in, you need credentials, log in with that, and then automate that process. And then you can create number of policies, 100 policies. Okay, that is what, Antosh, when you do the performance testing, I think you might have done this, okay? Right, front end automation you do, and then you create the thousands of policies for the load testing, right? That is what, okay, we'll do the same. And then test data is created through load runner. You see, load runner or automation tools we can create. That's what, if you want to create multiple thousand records, 10,000 records, you can use the, you can do, you can script load runner. Okay, using that you can run, okay, couple of hours and then it will create. Even UFT automation, if you do, we can automate the process and then create the 100 policies. Okay, 100 iterations if you run, 100 policies, right? Test team, that's what, okay, you can create using the automation tools. In the front-end application, we can create manually. If you want bulk, if you can automate the process and then do that. Test team, test team lives with the issues. Okay, test team lives with issues of no test data. That means they need to, they need to have the data. Okay, test team lives with the issues of no test data. No test data issues. Okay, they should not have any test data issues. After doing that, they will get the data, and then let's discuss about TDM challenges. Test data challenges, what? Sensitive data, that's what I said. See, here we are not talking about only the test data, okay? I'm talking about test data management, how it works in a project. It's a test data creation, test data management, and test data masking, test data archiving. There are so many things, but for you, is you need to take how much you can. But the main thing is test data is required to do the testing. Okay. And the sensitive data, okay, data protection issue in non-production environments, right? It's a when you get production data into non-prod, your PIA data, right? Personal identifiable information, your address, your names, your SSN, all these things, personal identifiable PIA data, right? That is sensitive data. Okay, these are all the challenges to get the data direct production into the non-prod for testing. Lack of test data in test environment. Test environment, we have lack of test data. We don't have sufficient required test data. Okay, these are all the challenges. Accurate test data. Testing the test data instead of functionality. Right? Specific test scenarios is destroyed. Destroyed every time production is recopying to testing. Right? Test specific test scenario is destroyed every time the production is recopied to testing. When you do when you copy the data, when you do the same thing, okay, you need to tweak. Okay, it's not like you can get as is. Okay, and code coverage to do the to cover end-to-end coverage, right? End-to-end scenarios, code coverage. We need test data. Okay, that's what. Okay, these are all the things for the test data challenges. To do specific test scenarios, to test the scenarios, you need right test data, right? That is what they are talking about above point. Code coverage, version control, to control version controlling, test data, how we can manage and then keep on maintain that, right? Version controlling means you have one version of the code. After that, okay, you will push into the master. After that, it's a Git repo and all. I think everyone knows that, okay, how we'll manage the code into the Git repos. Okay, version control management tools. And then second version, if any changes done, okay, you create the branch and then do the changes and then merge into the raise pull request and merge into the, okay, then we'll discuss in while doing the automation how we can maintain the automation code into Git repos. Okay, it's version control. Data corruption, right? Data corruption due to simultaneous use of data by multiple testers. See, I have 10 policies. We have 20 members team something. If we share the 10 day test data, 10 users, 10 policies, somebody has used that, somebody has done something for their testing. It's, you can't use that, right? Once code, you have 10 codes. Okay, 10 members already created the policies. Policy is created. If you want to create policy again, you need existing codes, right? Example. Okay, or else to renew the policy, you need policies. 10 members renewed the policies, 10 policies. And then you want to renew, you need another new policy, right? Which is ready to do the renewal. Okay, those are all things data corruption. That's what we need to have sufficient volume of data, like instead of 10. Okay, so test for 10 test cases, let's have 20 records or 20 users of data, 20 combination of conditions of data we should have. We need to maintain that. That's what to avoid the data corruption issues. We need more coverage, more volume of data. Okay, it's if someone is using your policy, you can't use that. It is corrupted, right? Someone already used, you can't use that. That's what they are talking about, data corruption due to simultaneous use of data by multiple testers. Testing in multiple regions. Multiple regions, what dev, QA, UAT, right? These are all regions, different regions. Test data reusability, how we can reuse. Okay, these are all the challenges in test data. Okay. And then coming to the traditional test methodology and data flow. If you see the test methodology, how test planning will do the test planning, how to do, and then test design, test cases will write, and test execution, right? Once, whenever the um, test execution, when test design and then test data planning also. Here you see, um, this camera is on, right? Okay. Okay. Did you hear me? Okay. Test planning, test design, and then parallelly you do the test data planning. How to when creating the test case itself, you know that to test that case, what data you need to plan that. Okay, and then when execution test data needs to be created after planning, test data preparation is done, and then when execution test case should be ready. That's what they are talking here. Test case is ready. Five, six. Did you hear me? No? వినిపిస్తుందండి?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Then let me is going. Test data planning and test data preparation. Okay. Uh, yeah. So when your execution start, you need test cases, test design should be done, and then test data should be ready. That's what we are showing here, right? In real time, when you plan, when requirement comes for Shiva, even agile methodology, you'll plan it, how to test, and then you write the test case for those stories, use cases, requirements, and then you know how to. You will raise the test data request for the TDS team. If you once they share and then you need to do the setup, right? It's like they will share something, but each and every test case you need to know that how we can utilize and then make it ready. Okay, test data. You need to do some massaging and setup, right? They will share the user IDs, but you need to ensure that that account should have checking, saving, and then you need to when you are raising, you need to ensure that all the required coverage, right? You need to get the data, sufficient coverage for all the test cases. Okay. And then if you can, you can create also. You make it ready, and then execution starts. Test case should be ready, and the test is ready. And then we maintain. Maintenance means test cases, test data, everything is maintenance and test closure. Okay. And then repetition. This is repetition process, right? Whatever traditional or agile. And need a okay. New test data management approach. It's like production, right? Every bank or insurance, whatever the retail, Kruger, if you take example, Walmart, everyone has the production data, right? What they do, instead of creating volume, what they do, using the subsetting ETL process, extract subsetting means extraction, and then they will data slicing. It's like 100 million, suppose 4 million data is there. We don't need 4 million records into the test user data into the non-prod, right? We just need one-fourth of the data, or else thousands of 10,000 users data, something. We'll just slice, subset that production data and get into the required database. Okay, whatever. It's not like all you have, right? Suppose Chase Bank has DB2, okay, SQL Server and VSAM. EasyF data, EasyF, the customer database is DB2, and then cards database is DB2, and then cards database is VSAM. Banking always use mainframe VSAM files. Okay. The insurance, if you take State Farm, they have okay DB2 SQL Server. Okay, EasyF data, the customer data stores here, something like that. Okay. Bring that subset, extract, and loading into the target wherever it is. But when we are doing it's the production data, we need to do the data obfuscation also, right? Subset and get into the, you do apply the data masking, and then data masking means scramble, shuffling, mathematical formula, something like these are the logic will apply ETL, then your transformation logic, like customer name substitute with other names. Okay, it's not, you should not see the real names, and then SSN number should be masked, and then card number should be masked, address should be masked, your phone number should be masked. Okay, those are all things. Okay, we need to mask PA data. If suppose retail application 90% data is not sensitive, right? The banking, your amounts also secure. That's what. Okay, we'll mask all these areas. We'll identify what are the fields we need to mask, and then do the masking, and then they will do as a TDM team. They do, and then get into the target region and generate data. You need to generate the new data. Okay, for the new requirements, you may not have the production data, right? What you need to do, some cases you need to generate the data also, um, and then create it. Okay, all these okay will you store into the databases for application testing. Yeah, test data warehouse. We have test automation data. Yes, so through SOAP UI also we can create. Okay, these are all things. How we test data management approach works is production data subset and then do the masking and then store into the DB for application testing. Required, we can generate the data into the data, right? Using SOAP UI, using services also we can create the data using, right? Different things. Test data reusability across different phases of SDLC. SDLC, everyone knows that, okay? Requirement analysis, okay? All the software development life cycle, right? Requirements, designing, high level design, low level design, and then, okay? Coding, unit testing, that one which we discussed Monday. Production data sampling, and then subset, same thing, okay? Test data reusability across different phases of SDLC. Once we get development, functional testing, whatever the testing you take for unit testing, development, unit testing, functional testing, user acceptance testing, load testing, offsite development, system testing, data shifted, and it's like a data migration, end-to-end testing, regression testing, different types of testing. We need data, okay? Same logic, okay? We use the same reusability, test data reusability across different phases of SDLC. And then test planning, test data planning, okay? Right now, earlier, there is no TDM planning. Now it's grown up, okay? Now the thing is advanced, right? What they are doing when doing the test planning itself, they do test data planning and creation. Test design itself, test data creation and validation. Okay, execution, test data creation and maintenance. And then by the time, okay, here itself they will plan. They don't need to wait till here. Okay, now when test planning itself how to do, and then test data team they will do planning, and then we can designing itself they will create, make it ready. Okay, while doing the execution, test data creation is done and maintenance. Okay, they maintain and then use the execution. Once execution done, test maintenance and closure. Okay, these are advanced stage. And then capabilities. Okay, alliance with. Okay, see these are all the tools. Okay, we have alliance. You no need to talk. We no need to talk about these TDM tools. Okay, even if I talk. Okay, even you can't IBM Optim, ClickTools, DataMaker. There are TDM tools. 1 second. Need to remote name. Videos ever share about even by mistake if I didn't remove company names, right? My previous company name something.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, like, this is the corporate material, okay? It's a real time how we train freshers into the experts like that, okay? To make the capability decks and all, okay? You may see I removed, but some slides I didn't unable to catch. Okay. These are the TDM tools. Okay. IBM Optum. It's a data masking tool. IBM Optum, HP Computer, File8, Grid tools. Right now, it's CA acquired this tool. Trained assert with a. This is the company capability. Okay. Depersonalization methodology. It's like data masking methodology. How we mask the production data, customer sensitive data like SSN, credit card numbers, names, phone numbers, and all right. Test data identification will identify whether the complete production replica is needed for testing or not. And then data store identification, identify which data stores the information resides in, right? And then data classification, classify the data and based on whether the data relationships are both needed. Okay, hiding. And then scrubbing. So we have different data masking techniques. I said identify the columns to scrub. That means to apply the masking logic to change the data name into the different names, SSN into different SSN. It's look like real time number. It's not real SSN number. Apply nulling, masking, substitution, method, subtling. If suppose your salary, okay, your account balance is 100K, okay, we no need to show that, okay, we'll do that mathematical logic, substitution, and then into 3 divided by 10 something, okay, we'll apply the mathematical formula and change that real time number. Okay, same thing like account numbers. Account numbers you can't change like dummy, right? What you do, last 4 digits, last 8 digits will change. Okay, we'll apply the masking logic. Data depersonalization, use algorithms, permutations, okay, encryption. Whatever you do data masking, it should not be reversible. It's like, okay, if you do so and so number with so and so, it's you cannot reverse. Okay, like encryption technique, you can decrypt, right? It's like data masking, whatever the method algorithms you write, it should not be reversible. That is what, okay, ETML logic will do. But when you get the production data into the target region, we'll apply the unmaskable data. It's like you cannot reverse the data. Okay? Deploy a test replica, deploy the test database and ensure it works fine. Okay, this is the methodology we'll follow when we get the production data into the non-prod. Okay, this is the TDM tool. Okay, we no need much discuss about, but high level we can discuss. So the TDM tool, it's a provide a single solution. IBM Optum is the tool, single solution for managing enterprise application data, right? Enterprise application data throughout every stage of the information lifecycle. It's like every stage, development, testing, deploy, different stages. Okay, supports and scales across applications, databases, operating systems, and hardware. It will support all the different types of databases and operating systems, hardware platforms. It should support. Otherwise, it should support DB2. It should support flat files, VSAM files, and then CSV text files, CSV, and then it should support SQL Server, MaxSDB, and all the different types of DBs, right? It should supporting subset and data privacy feature. Data subset means extract the required data and then do the masking privacy feature means data masking feature. And applies business rules. When you do the data masking, your business rule should not change. The account number, credit card number, debit card number should be 16 digits only always, right? You can't change that 16-digit number. It won't. Business logic is 16-digit number. First 4 digits represent something. Next 4 digits represent something. After that, remaining 8 digits, you can randomization we can do. Okay, it's not like a dummy number, right? First 4 digits represents Visa. Okay, something like that, bank wise. Applies business rules and automates the process that govern how to access, classify, archive, right? Subset, access, store, and okay. That means you have, see, the customer 100 years back, one customer, um, without closing, he might have died, and then their family members don't know. Okay, so a couple of accounts, it goes to dormant, right? Even India, non-claimable accounts, so you know, right? They will wait for the number of years. After that, if the no one is claiming, then they will decide that non-claimable. Then they will give it to the specific fund, like charitable organizations, government, right? They will decide. They will wait until, okay, they will publish. Okay, this is the person. Okay, non-claimable accounts, non-claimable, even gold also. Some people will keep bank, and then they after died. Okay, if they didn't tell family member, they don't know, right? Those are all will go to dormant accounts. Okay, they will publish into the news. Okay, and then notice board, and no one is claiming. Then that will go to dormant, and they will decide. They will wait number of years, and then, right. That's what they keep on. Even if we didn't, India gold lockers and whatever. Okay, if you have lockers, they keep on. See, 8 years back I came here. Okay, I didn't went India. Okay, they keep on send. Okay, they ask me to, I don't know, even if we pay a locker fee, but they want person should do the transaction. Okay, otherwise they send me the notice, like that example. They send notice to customer. Okay, please come and then do the checkup. It's like they want to ensure that the person is alive, right? Um, there is a 2 years, 3 years period every year we need to do that as part of Andhra and SBI Bank. But here, that's what I'm saying, that okay, optimize the business values of the IT infrastructure can be used in development testing and maintenance. Correct? We can use that data into development testing and maintenance phases. Okay, this we don't talk about Optim. Optim is helping us to get the production data into non-prod with masking ETML logic. Okay, it's that's what test data management solution. It's provide the data, create targeted right size test environments, like whatever the test environment if we need with the data, it will help Optim. Okay, it's a speed the iterative testing process, right? We need data we can bring and then do the masking and then get with the right data. The development region for unit testing, and then okay, SIT region for the testing, and then UAT for UAT testing. So data privacy, it has the mask confidential data. This solution, these are all the main things. Optimum application retirement. When the data is retired means unwanted data, right? Unused data. 100 years back accounts, okay, a couple of accounts are not closed, and then they are not doing any transactions, then they no need, right? All the closed accounts, even if you close the accounts, those many accounts we no need to keep, and then database space is waste, right? It's a costing for bank, okay, costing for the company. That's what they do. They will archive and store into the some repos permanently, but they don't keep into the live environments where we regularly BAU process. Okay, they will store into the archive. Earlier olden days, they will store into the hard disk and then keep somewhere. Okay, now it's archive databases. Okay, they will store, and then it will not be in our production database in QA also. We don't need those accounts, because those are all gone closed, and then okay, 10 years back accounts. They will archive and store it. If after 10 years if someone comes, then we need to retrieve the accounts, right? That's what we'll archive and store it. If after 10 years, if their family members come and then they claim that is my family, my father account, okay, my cousin account, something, right, with the proofs, then they need to bring all the details, right? They will bring that data into MarketDB. And then data growth solution. It's in, it's a keep on, it's improved performance. When you archive, you always see you reduce the database, right? When you reduce the data space, it's obviously improve the performance, right? Database, you need to have the memory, right? It's always an entire database is full. When you do some search, it will go okay. If you didn't keep the indexing and all, even if you keep all the indexing and all in table columns, primary key, referential key, and all, okay. If you have the hundreds of millions of data, it's not easy to search and find the data, right? It will take some time. Okay. If you archive unwanted data and then do this will help to improve the performance. All right. Save the storage. These are all things. These are the main features for IBM Optim. Okay, just okay. We no need to discuss IBM Optim much. I just want to give you what is test data. Subsetting means, see, when you create the data, production data, when they bring into the non-prod data subsetting, I said, right, extraction. Okay, how they bring source DB, it's a production, Optim engine, Optim, IBM, that engine, through engine, they will extract, okay, insert into target DB. Extract subset of data from source, create extract file from the extracted DB, and insert from extracted file into the target. CETML is extraction, create extract file from the extracted data, transformation, and insert data from extract file to target loading, ETL process. Okay, same thing, data privacy, source, term engine data masking, like extract the file and extracted masked data subject. You see, they masked it. It's like sensitive data, they applied the transformation masking rules. Then they converted. Okay, insert. This is ETL process, ETML process, extraction, transformation, masking. Normally, ETL, they will do extraction, transformation, and loading. But here, because of the masking, we apply the masking transformation. For ETL development, extraction, transformation, based on the business requirement, that they will transform the data. Olden days account numbers, example, numeric. Now they want to keep it as account numbers as alphanumeric, first two digits, okay, characters and the remaining 8 digits account number. They need to transform, right? What they will apply? Transformation logic they will write and then convert into a savings bank accounts, SB. It's in India, we used to have, okay, SB and something, okay. It's right now, I don't know, the account numbers format. Olden days, we used to have SB and then 8 digit number, right? SBA, something like that. Okay. I'm just giving how the transformation works. Okay. This is the, it's not required. This is the case study, how we implemented. The main thing is what I'm saying is test data is very critical part for testing. How to create the data? This you need to know. Okay, when testing starts, yeah, now we'll go with advanced, right? When we need to plan, right? Planning means, okay, in agile methodology, you don't need to create the test planning. Or the olden days traditional approach, we used to create the test plan. Test plan means that's how test plan is to look, right? Let me show you. Sometimes you need to write, okay, test plans also. How it looks, I will show you. The test plan we used to have the olden, the traditional approach. We used to have we need to write how you do testing. Okay. Once you get the requirement documents, we need to go through all the requirements and then designing documents and then how to do, how to test, how to code, development team, project plan they will create, and then we'll create the test plan. How to, what is test plan? It's a like, the test plan template is the document. It will talk about scope of the application, approach, how to approach, how many resources required, schedule, okay, schedules, how many days it is required for testing and all. Test plan is a detailed document for the to define the scope, approach, what are the in scope, out scope. Scope means it's not only what we do, right? What is not considered for this release, this application testing. Okay, test plan overview on scope of testing, and then whatever the scope unit testing will do this assembly, okay, system test. Okay, they'll clearly define, and then once we get the sign off, they cannot say that customer later, okay, these vendor didn't do covered, right? That's what we do as application team, not a vendor, it's application team. Whenever we create the testing team, we'll ensure that get it review with stakeholders and project manager, that application, okay, everyone needs to agree and then give the sign off. Okay, these are all things we cover. Okay, environment here we used to have the environment. If anything is mislead, then time will change, right? Based on after approving the scope, these areas, then we define the this is the environment and then schedules also. You see, coming to here, we'll give test execution, test data, how we get the data, how we create, and then is there any risks? Okay, what is the mitigation plan, defect management, how defect when you find the bug or defect, okay, how we log, impact assessment, priority, how we decide priority, severity, each and everything we need to document, and then what is the process we follow. Okay, defect verification, trace, critical, how we can say critical defect, high level, high priority, medium, low severity things. These are all things we need to write, and then come, and then again schedules also, test deliverables, test estimation, okay, and then organizational structure, and then okay, these are all things we need to. What is the requirement phase, and then design phase? You need to write test cases, and then in each and every requirement you need to maintain the test case. That is the traceability. Like requirement, each requirement you have the test scenario to test cases, test case to that test case, test suit execution, which cycle you execute, you need to create. It's a mapping. If anything is missing in execution, okay, that requirement is not, say that 100% is not covered. That graph, it will show that 90% only test case executed. Okay, that test management tools, we can see that. Okay, these are all things. And then how many resources required, okay, each resource, what they do, roles, responsibilities, okay, and then schedules, how many days it is required, when to when, requirement phase is this date to this date, okay, test case design, this test to this test, test execution here and there, and then backup plan, okay, 2 weeks, and then reporting the, and these are all we need to define the scope, overall project. Okay, those are all, after that, once the review is done, testing project manager, development manager, they need to, formally they used to give sign off, the signature, and then okay, date, and then that is the approved. Okay, this is the plan is approved, and then we'll follow the same process for testing and everything. This is the scope. This is not considered as a scope. In scope, we'll mention both in scope, out scope, scope of testing, and then we'll give out of scope also. These things we see no out of scope, right? Performance testing of security, non-functional testing is out of scope. No means no, we are not covering that. That means out of scope for that. Those are all things we need to write. This is the test plan. Test plan is the detailed project plan for testing. What to do, when to do, and then who, how to do, and then who do, and then what are the deliverables we do. We provide during the testing and after the testing, test reporting and all will define into test plan. That's what I want to show you. Now coming to Test data planning. Test planning means that okay, those are all documentation is gone now. Agile, okay, no one wants documentation. Okay, everything is under version control. It's you need to you have the test all the governance team. Okay, they will define. Okay, these are the reporting templates. Everything they will provide. You just need to utilize the predefined templates and then provide the report. Okay. You have SharePoint, you need to, if anything, you want to provide the document snapshots and all, capture and then loading into the SharePoint, give that reference link to execution, okay, execution result reference into the test report. That's it. Test design, test case writing, that quality center and then Excel also we can write. Okay, most of the teams they'll write in quality HPLM tools. Some customers still, okay, even still my projects, couple of teams, they are managing test case in Excel also. Okay, their project is fine. Okay, they are saying that to manage wherever you want, but we want everything should be documented, loaded into particular repos. Okay, you can do that also. That's what. Yeah, I just want to say that test data how it plays major role. Yeah. Parallelly test data we need to create plan and then what is required, what is the combination. Okay, it's like to test one of the field so and so account number it is accept, okay, the strings and alphanumeric. And then if you need combination of data, right? You need to test with this numeric, alphanumeric, special characters, blank combination. Okay, different things you need to. Okay, we need to ensure that all the combinations data is ready. Okay, similar like to transfer internal checking saving. That user account should have the checking saving. External transfer that should have the uh, internal account as well as external account to do the external transfer. To the bill payment, you need a biller, okay, registered, okay, or some bill pay. You need to add the pays to do the bill payment. To a credit card payment, you need credit card, okay, checking account, you need sufficient balance. It's not just having the account, right? You need to have the account balance, okay, to do the payment, right? Otherwise, payment will fail, right? Insufficient funds. Those are all things we need to plan and create. Once it is ready, designing, test case designing, and the data is ready, and then execute. That's it. Okay. Hope you got something today. Okay, that's what test data is very okay. Most of the time, test execution will delay because of test data is unavailable. That's what we need to plan. Okay, I had for execution here itself we need to plan how to test case designing, test case creation parallelly. There is a team, separate team. They will create for you. Even if you can also create. Before execution, you need to ensure you got the data from the teams, TDI test data management team. Okay, test data provisioning team, and then you need because of you are executing, you need to make it set up ready. Okay, this record for this automation script, right? Automation script, there is a test data file, you need to give input, right? You need to categorize that. Okay, this scenario this user id, this scenario this user id, you need to give that input. Once you save that, run the script, entire suite, and then it will take whatever the data you write, you provide in Excel for the scenarios, it will take that. That's what, okay, we need to make it ready. Any questions? చూసారా ఎస్క్యూఎల్ PL/SQL మెటీరియల్ ఏమన్నా? This is a very big material. I want to compress this. Okay, this is for ETL testing we prepared. But here we no need entire. Okay, this many slides. What is data model? Data model, everyone knows that ER diagram, right? How the database model look like. Okay, customers, products, to take any customer table, products table, okay, each table, there should be a referential integrity, right? This table, this column, okay, it has the one to many records in sales, and then products for stock, one to many. Okay, these are all, this is the data model. Data model is the table to table relationship, okay, database model. It's like interrelationship diagram, ER diagram model. Different things. So what is a logical data model? Normally in this is what this table has these many columns, and then there should be a referential integrity. Okay, primary key, referential key. Okay, these are all things we need to understand. Okay, for the ETL testing we need to understand. For SQL, okay, when you create the data, it's not like okay only the customer data, right? You need accounts table. That account should attach to this customer. Okay, these are different tables, different relationship. We need to understand that DB model. This will discuss fresh class. Okay, it's, it's a 3 4 classes. It will take SQL and then how to basic queries, and then everyone has the access DB, right? As I said earlier.
I have Venkat garu.
Okay. It will take fresh class. Okay, I also feel sleepy today. Okay, 8 o'clock. Exactly 8:30 I reached home. I was in downtown office today.